Sexyy Red and Donald Trump are two peas in a pod.
Oh, baby, we love Trump. We need him back in office.
Think about what I'm saying. Donald Trump in a political sphere can say whatever he wants. I mean, he is committing political suicide in any other generation.
I agree with that.
The point of Sexyy Red and equating them to each other is because if you don't care about life, fuck that. If you don't care about yourself, how are you supposed to care about life?
Can we also give them time to evolve? Because she's still extremely new.
No, I'm with it.
She just got
but
here.
my whole thing is,
and I know
I'm at the gynecologist trying to see what's going on with my box. I'm in the car smoking weed with the baby in the back seat. I'm pregnant and I'm looking for a baby daddy. We can't keep celebrating this shit.
No, I don't think that's gonna last for her to continue to keep.
I'm gonna give you time to grow.
But the box be crazy though.
No, the box is crazy. But listen, if you're living a certain thing that people are emulating, it's like me to you.
Brown.
If I told you, no, let's be 100%. I've been with you through all your relationships. I mean, well.
No, it's cool.
No,
Go ahead.
I've been with you through your whole relationship, right?
Yes.
If I was gonna be a dirty dick for telling you to be a dirty dick, do you think you would have been a dirty dick? Seeing me be successful? No, but I've been married 25 years. How are you patterning your life?
She has an audience, and they are literally buying what she's selling.
No, exactly. The bop is going to make her relevant.
And when she stops and evolves, it's going to be somebody else that takes that spot.
Yeah, but that's not a spot that should be filled. It's a spot that should be destroyed.
Word with me, yeah, you know BT. Know how it go, shout out OCT. No real cap, call out what we see. Whole game ready, baller blitz on 3. No, you can't stand on your own 2 feet. I already know you can't ball with me. Come chop it up with the squad and me. They get a letter, they calling me. BallerAlert. 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 BallerAlert.
BallerAlert, welcome to the BallerAlert Show podcast, available everywhere you get your podcast. I go by the name of Ferrari Simmons.
I go by the name, you know, BT.
OCT with that.
Oh, Kenny Bird's in the building. Hey! We still snapping, man. We still snapping.
Oh, you still? You remember that?
We keep it. No, we've been snapping.
Yeah, we been snapping.
You started that.
I love that.
What's up, man? Looking real fresh. Always fresh.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Just happy to be here. I'm proud of y'all. Seeing y'all doing y'all thug thizzle for shizzle makes my heart smile. Yeah. What's poppin'?
From the lifestyle specialist, now the culture man. Why the switch?
It's really the lifestyle specialist. I just felt like fucking with the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? When I came with the culture man. Because I just, I did a Puff Daddy on accident. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like where we are today, we need a culture man. We need a culture woman. We need culture. And I just feel like I think I'm the best example in our industry of from family to consistency with my mentees and my people in general. I think I show up the best way.
Because you started the lifestyle specialist, right?
No question.
Yeah.
And we have
but a lot
many
of people started to take on that moniker.
Oh, no question. It's a mini of a lifestyle specialist that exists, and it's supposed to, right? The idea was that you have these creative abilities, but you don't know how to use them all the time. You don't know how to direct the energy. So creating a lifestyle specialist allowed you to kind of be in a playground of sorts and define who you want it to be versus being judged for every mistake. And okay, I bump my head this way, but you can bump your head and go to this thing and keep it moving. So I'm proud of everybody doing that thing that called themselves affectionately a lifestyle specialist.
So you were the first person I saw making money being yourself. But it was outside of radio. I always looked up to people in the radio business.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to Atlanta permanently, I kept seeing Kenny Burns, but I was like, damn, I kept asking. I was like, he's on the radio? They was like, nah, right. He by himself.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, how does that happen?
Yeah.
But then I saw Grey Goose. I'll never forget one time I'm changing Lil Rari's pamper.
Wow. And Rari
Rari
man
will be 13 this year.
That's crazy.
I'm changing Lil Rari's pamper, and I see it's on ESPN. It goes to commercial.
Yeah.
And I see Kenny Burns in the Grey Goose commercial.
Cherry Noir. Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying? So I, snaps for you for that because it's what I'm saying is easy to say it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to sell yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you talking to someone who had to study you because I came in the same way. Actually, I couldn't get hired on the radio.
You couldn't quite define what the energy was you had.
Yeah, because I'm coming straight out of college from Tampa. I had an internship, and I'm over here applying to the radio stations. I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
So who do I? What do I?
Yeah.
And I kept saying, "Oh, there's a lane right there.
Yeah.
And I saw what you were doing. I was coming. The rest is history. But I was just saying for the audience that may not know, I was watching you. I was literally on my iPhone taking notes.
Dope.
Okay, this is how he says this. This is what's going on with that.
Dope.
I got to figure out my own way to do it.
Yeah.
And it took a while, but we got there. And then I versed off a little bit. You kept me on track. Versed off a couple more times. You kept me on track. But I felt like I had to do it my own way. I just say that to say, you were the first person I saw sell yourself and make money for being Kenny Burns. Like, that's your real name.
Right.
Like the lifestyle
like my name is Ferrari. My name is Ferrari because I just love that. I remember when I changed it from Sean to Ferrari. He was like, "Bro, what are you doing?" You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep Sean, but you get paid to be literally you.
Yeah, and it takes time.
That's dope.
But I think you're looking at yourself now. You all are looking at yourselves. You're like, even I remember meeting OCT at the radio station.
I first met Ox. She didn't say anything.
No, she was not a personality on radio at all.
I wasn't a personality on radio, but I was to myself. People didn't know that.
Well, I've always seen you for exactly who you were.
Because you know how to seek out stars.
Yeah, I really do, honestly, and thank you for that. But I saw, like, when I worked with her, it was like, wait, she's way more talented. Because, if someone can take your voice, add music, and put all the things around it to make it a thing, they got to be able to do it themselves. Like, it's just a matter of time. And when I put this whole thing together, y'all were the first two, you know what I'm saying, and Sue, that I was like, yo, it just makes sense because each of y'all had those qualities at that time. You know what I'm saying? You've been an amazing addition. You're hilarious, by the way.
Appreciate it.
BT, because you be saying shit.
BT be saying some shit. I be over here like, yo.
Dying. But, but the whole point is that, we all start somewhere. You know what I mean? The whole key is to start,
Right. Understood.
Yeah.
Going back to that, when Rory was talking, like you had the Kenny Burns show, on YouTube, I guess. Was it YouTube?
Well, fuck Reggie Rouse. I just want to say that.
Okay.
Fuck Ryan Cameron.
Okay.
For back then.
Okay.
I love Ryan. But fuck Ryan back then because Ryan, the reason I got into radio is because Ryan Cameron hated on me. And the story goes, so Franksky has always been like me to you, right? Always saw my light, always was like Kenny.
Great man.
Great man. And I wanted to get in radio because I was doing the clubs. I had already had the energy without the radio. I was a party king. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, let me get on the radio. And Alex, big shout out to AG Entertainment, he kept asking me to do it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, go on the radio. Like, I couldn't do the live broadcast because I wasn't on the radio, but as soon as I get on at 12, the club went crazy. So he's like, yo, if you could just... So anyway, I was like, you know what, let me just... Because I had something to say at the time. I felt like culture was going in directions where I was leading. And so I felt like my messaging would have been great. So, I'm always premeditated with my offering. So I'm literally like, I'm going to go get on radio. And I never forget, Frank tried to lay it up. Ryan Cameron said, and I quote, to many of people that came back to me, why would we let a non-radio person on radio? And right then and there, I was like, oh, all right. So I went and got with Mike Johnson.
All right.
I went and got with Mike Johnson. We started Beehive FM. And we had the Kenny Burns show on Beehive FM, and we were murdered. And I set it up at 2 to 6 every day to go against Ryan. And we made so much noise. I think it was 8 months later, Reggie came knocking. So that's like, a testament to like, if someone doesn't hear you, or doesn't believe, you got to create that shit. Because we're in a world of media now that it doesn't take a radio station.
And you did this back then when it was more difficult too.
There were no podcasts.
There was no podcasts.
Yeah.
And to be honest, big shout out to Mike Johnson, although he supports Trump, and I don't, even today, I think he supports Trump. So fuck you too, Mike. And I love you. But the point I'm trying to make is I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like,
you came in swinging. You came in. Go ahead.
Well, no, I love Ryan. But I want to tell you how I felt at the time because it was fuck everybody. And I think at some point in your life, if things aren't meeting the mark or meeting what you work for and prepared for, fuck everybody. You know what I'm talking about? Because guess what? I say this all the time. When I show up, everybody get in line. I'm not no gangster no more. I don't go through no gangster shit, but it's a respect thing. It's like, how could you not fuck with this guy? Like, he puts everybody on. He shakes every hand. He fucking gives people opportunity he doesn't know. He speaks to culture in a way that's enduring. You know what I'm saying? Or endearing, right? And enduring. But yeah, so I I didn't mean to bust shots early, but it
No,
was
when you said
necessary.
and when you said Frank tried to lay it up, you were co-hosting the morning show, at that time.
No, when I got to your point, when I got the gig 8 months later, Frank Ski said I only want Kenny hosting the morning show.
Oh wow.
He didn't really fuck with Ryan at that time either because there were
It's competitive. It's competitive nature.
I'm not. It's not a bad thing,
Nah,
but
it's good.
Ryan was the heir apparent.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he was next up.
He was next.
And so it was a thing, right? But then it was also too like, nah, I fuck with dude. And then me and Wanda hit it off so crazy. And I want to say
You did
and then-
sound amazing on the
Thank
morning.
you.
I remember listening.
And I want to say 52 weeks out of that year, I might have did 10 weeks, like something unheard of. And this is like my first time on radio ever.
I heard it. I
and you
remember.
were coming on our show too. I was on Ryan Cameron's show.
Yes.
So
and
You
he
were
had me
the
doing
producer?
afternoons.
yeah.
Because I was doing weekends, so everybody knows. That's why I had the
You did
opportunity.
Sundays?
Friday,
So
Saturday,
you was
Sunday.
already on V103.
No, I'm sorry, Saturday,
he-
You
Saturday,
did Saturday, Sunday.
And the live
But you
remote
did
on
the
Fridays.
live remote
Yeah.
Friday, but you did that. You did the world famous compound.
Oh, no question.
but-
I named it the world
Yeah, he
famous
did.
Comedy.
Oh yeah. I said that in the previous thing. I will say though, you determined if I went out that night or not.
Really?
By the pitch of your voice, let me know if it was empty or if it was packed. And back in the clubs, me and him went viral. Well, all of us went viral. They said, a lot of people mad at us. I had an argument with Jabbar Cash with my camera. I had an argument with Jabbar Cash. He's mad at me. But I invited him to come on the podcast and on the radio.
And Jabbar, don't side with haters. We don't side with haters.
I already talked to him about that. He's
we
cool.
we don't side with haters.
Anyway,
I gotta know
I
more.
felt like the Atlanta nightlife was ruined.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, BT said that, but I said I see both sides because there's no dance floor. The dance floor is gone.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not even an option to dance.
Yeah.
So like, I just want to give some motherfuckers some options.
Yeah.
If anyone's valid to say an opinion on nightlife, someone that's been in it for 15 years and did it at the highest level, like me, I can say that.
Yeah. You saw the end of an era and the beginning of a new era.
I was
so that's very
I was
important
there with
information.
your era. I
Yeah.
created my own, and then I blended in with the new guys, and now they're the old.
I
the
used to
big
be like,
bros.
Rory, you don't like this music. You can't possibly like this music.
So
and
I'm
I know
there
you
with
learned
him.
from me. So I'm like, you saw the value of good music and feeling
Yeah.
and women and the way
But
that
I
things
was stuck in a place where I'm big. I'm big bro and little bro at the same time.
Yeah, fact.
Because he ain't number 30.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So take 10
That's why you
years
got
off
a
the
hairline.
plate. He's 20 with me.
Yeah, no, facts. I get it.
So he's
get it.
with me
But
in
I'll
the way
say-
that I was with you.
I agree. I don't know about the smoke. I mean, at least you didn't say fuck Jabbar because I love him.
No.
No.
I love Jabbar.
I know. I'm just saying. That was a
Kenny, you
joke.
got
Him
everybody
and
saying
I-
no business right now.
that
okay?
was a- that
him
was
and I
joke.
have that relationship where
No,
we could curse each other out.
Absolutely. But I think, in all fairness to what you were saying, right? I think when VIP sections came, it killed the club.
You should put them everywhere. Like, don't put them everywhere.
Yeah, you can't because there's no VIP at that point, right? It's
There's
just
no
people.
VIP.
It's a sport. It's
It's
people
a-
trying to
it's
outdo
the-
each other,
Yeah. Right.
And having, but see, that got complacency involved in nightlife. You can't be chilling in nightlife. You got to be spirited. Like it was almost like, you know how like a motherfucker be getting ready to do the double dutch. Back in the day, they was like, oh shit, he about to come on. Oh, yep, it's about to. Because even what he said about coming to the club, big shout out to DJ Baby U. First of all, he's doing my No Ordinary Love parties.
Time for Baby U. That's my guy.
He is the best DJ
Talked
in
to
the
him,
world.
a couple
Like
weeks
I'm
ago.
talking about out of anybody I've ever, and DJ Infamous obviously, and Ace and all my people, I love them all. But DJ Baby U is different, and because we started doing the broadcast when we was on the radio, it'd be nobody in the club, and it sounded like 4,000 people in the club.
I would hear Kenny Burns say, "What up, T? What up, da 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 da?" I'm over here like, "Yo, it's lit in there." I walk in, I'm like,
Where am I at? But that was also around the time the late culture started, right? When people were coming to the club at 12 and 1. And
Who started that?
But Compound had a
It was the
dance
table
floor,
service.
KB.
Oh.
Compound had a dance
Yeah,
floor.
yeah.
And then he opened up the area for people to come look at the VIP. The VIP was an experience at the time.
whew, it was the stage.
You will literally come, you will go dance over there.
Yeah.
Or if you want to see who was who, you will come over to the VIP area. And
Yeah.
the who's would be in that VIP area.
No question. And I love Alex and what he did monetarily because it will never be done again. What he did with tables, 60-something tables sold out. You know, I remember
That's
doing,
crazy.
No, bro, I remember.
dance floor,
I remember
big dance floor.
$750,000 at the bar nights, $1 million bar nights.
That's crazy.
Like
I remember the night.
Like I remember it because I had the liquor money. You know what I'm talking about? And whatever I sponsor, I got a piece of. I remember.
Speaking of that,
yeah.
I always wanted to ask you this question on camera.
Yeah.
Because I was there.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't even remember, like, I was like, yo, youngin', like, I was ready to fight.
What is it?
The night when you got into it with Puff Daddy.
You don't know. What do you mean?
He also tells the story on the Kenny Burns show, which is available anywhere you get your podcast.
But you know, our audience is Generation Z.
Yeah, no.
They may not know.
So Kenny Burns got into it with Sean P. Diddy.
I remember seeing that on World Star. I was still,
everywhere.
I was still in Arkansas, and I was like, what the hell is
Generation
going on?
Z does not know this.
Let's ask now, what happened with Puff Daddy?
Because he had Ciroc, you had Grey Goose.
Yeah, so I had essentially created ambassador programs that all spirit companies end up using. And Grey Goose at this time was one of my clients. And I was just, targeting him. He came to Atlanta a lot. I was the club guy. And I felt like, just asserting myself and the power that I had.
But so you guys had previous history.
We've had history forever, but it's always been rocky, right? It's always been some issues on some level. You know what I mean?
You felt like it was always like competition.
The first time, so I met him in high school.
You met Diddy in high school?
When I was in high school in Washington, D.C., I met Sean Combs. He went to Howard. It was a street thing. I was in the street. We 16 years old. We had fake IDs. We in the club popping Moet. So he's like, who are y'all? You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, he's at Howard. He's back and forth from New York. He's going through his whole thing. So I was just like, damn, okay. I learned about Mary J. Blige. I learned about Jodeci, all these people he was working with. And then my industry father, who became my industry father, Andre Harrell, through him. Like I saw his world, right?
To the GOAT.
So long story short, fast forward, Freaknik 94, we got into some gunplay at the world famous warehouse that used to be world famous before. It was originally the Phoenix, then became the warehouse before Compound was the world famous. And we had some gunplay with a fight. And so we've always had like energy, you know what I mean? But that night at the world famous Compound, I had a billboard.
So you were teasing him.
Oh, no question. I was taunting him.
You were taunting
I had a
him.
billboard in front of Justin's.
Strategically?
Which was
strategically
named after his son over there on Peachtree,
Yes,
which is now
it used to be on Peachtree.
RP 1145.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, it's not 1145. It's actually I think it's a Wells Fargo.
It's like a bank.
Oh, that's
It's
the
like a
Wells
bank.
Fargo? That was it?
that
Oh,
was
damn.
it,
I'm a block off. My bad. Go ahead.
So the billboard across the street, I literally had a billboard that said Rising Icons, the Kenny Burns Show, 3 to 10, like, what's up, Grey Goose bottle. I had another one at the Gold Room. And then that night at the Compound, I put my booth in front of his. See, because you remember the stage was the stage. But
Right.
then Alex started putting booths on the floor. Yep. So I took the whole front. So every time he said Ciroc, we were like, and I promise you, I probably popped 100 bottles that night just to fuck with him. And so I'll never forget it. The Rockafella, got my money up. I can't read. And so he's like, put your motherfucking bottles in there. So everybody at my table double fisted with Grey Goose. And he was like, you light-skinned motherfuckers, I hate you.
I remember it was going viral. He said, that's pee-pee water.
Yeah, well, he was doing that prior to this.
Yeah, he was already doing that.
He was going crazy on everybody that wasn't Ciroc, which was part of his tactic and which partly blew up Ciroc. But anyway, it's legendary. It's in my documentary. It's Googleable. So
Yeah, that was that
What Matters
was,
Most documentary?
yeah, coming out soon. Yeah.
Speaking of film, you have a film series on Peacock, Fight Night,
Okay.
September 9th.
Okay,
Right?
journalists, talking about OCT, the
Can we
journalist.
talk about it?
Yeah,
Absolutely. September 5th, Fight Night, the $1 Million Heist comes out on Peacock. It is the story of Chicken Man, who was a local hustler here in Atlanta.
Chicken Man.
Played by Kevin Hart?
Played by Kevin Hart in the late 60s, early 70s. Actually happened in 1970. The heist did. There's a juxtaposition to the street life that Chicken Man was living with JD, who was the first black detective in Atlanta, who's being played by Don Cheadle. And there's a dynamic relationship with them. It's a whole lot of gangster shit that surrounds this fight night, right? Because Ali, fresh off the Dodger status, was fighting Corey, and it was, he was the great white hope back then, and it was at the Municipal Center here in Atlanta. And JD happened to be on the detail of Ali that night, and every gangster in the world was coming to Atlanta. And there's one in particular named Frank Moten, who's from New York City, who Sam Jackson plays, and then his henchman is Terrence Howard, who has a motherfucking perm. and it's so cold with this flip perm. And
Man.
you never knew, by the way, you needed Sam Jackson and Terrence Howard in anything.
Man, I thought Terrence Howard retired from acting.
No.
That's what he said. He said he was gonna retire.
He did not. He showed up and showed out. On Fight Night.
I even got Lori Harvey in this thing.
Lori Harvey's playing Lola Falana. Chloe Bailey's in it. But you know,
Taraji.
and crazy, Taraji P. Henson.
That's how I know y'all connected.
No, it's crazy.
I got everybody in the movie.
No, it's
Kenny, you had
crazy.
a different idea for this at first, right?
So the project came to me originally. I heard about it working with Dallas Austin and Dave Gates. And then when I went to go launch Revolt Television, I was trying to find all the IP and all the stories I had ever heard that I wanted to do. And I was thinking about Fight Night because I'm like, you know, and till Icebox got robbed a couple years ago, that was the biggest heist in Georgia history. And that was 1970. So it always stayed in my mind. I'm a 70s baby. Like I have an affinity for the era, style, music, fashion, etc. So I just went to go find it. I found, thought Dallas still had it. He didn't have the life rights. So I went and found Jeff Keating through Dave Gates, and we were locked in. And Will Packer saw the vision from the door. We had Universal had given us a film, and at first, so we had a film project at Universal. It didn't go through. We had a whack ass script, and then ironically, Kevin Hart was coming out with Uptown Saturday Night, which is based off of our story. But you know, Uptown Saturday Night is the news clippings, whatever. And so the 50th anniversary was coming up of the fight, and we did a podcast. And the podcast went crazy and literally ignited all the interests. Will called Kev, was like, you know, you want to do this with us since you're not doing your project? He was like, absolutely. And then to your point, we have every black superhero on the planet. We have Sam Jackson, Kevin Hart, Taraji P. Henson, Terrence Howard, Don Cheadle. We have Sinqua Walls, Melvin Gregg, who played Man Boy, Miles Bullock, who was on BMF and was part of the
shout out to Miles. That's the homie.
We had Chloe Bailey, killed it. Lori Harvey playing Lola Falana. We had Atkins, which this guy is unbelievable. Wait till you see his perm. Wait till you see my afro. I'm playing Cat
You got
Daddy.
afro there too?
Yeah, I'm playing Cat Daddy episode 3, baby. The dream is real.
Question: Is this where you're at now? Is this where Kenny Burns, the great Kenny Burns? Is this where
Another notch on your belt.
the notch that you're at?
I think it's just that.
Does it make you feel bubbly inside? Like, well,
Oh my
what's
God. It took, I've been involved with this project 12 years, 13 years. So it didn't
That's
come
a long
fast.
That's a long time, but that's also a note for people to understand. Sometimes it take a long time for something to come to fruition like
No
that. 'Cause
question.
I'm pretty sure you have been planning this that whole time.
And had a lot of stuff going on while this was still on the table. So, I mean, we had a feature at Universal that goes away. We got a podcast with iHeart, gets us the deal with Peacock, right? So big shout out to Peacock and Universal, obviously. But it's just a testament to staying down, for what you believe in. This is not a game of, get discouraged and move on. I know this generation likes to just throw it away and start over, you know what I'm saying? But you got to stay down if you want to get down.
And this isn't your first, go at it as far as film and television, because you gave Dame Dash the idea for
Paid in Full.
Paid in Full.
Yeah, I actually gave him the script. I introduced him to AZ, the original AZ that Wood Harris played in the movie, and took him down to John Street when they were still on John Street. This is how far I go back.
Damn.
Everybody, yeah.
So you gave him the whole idea for Paid in Full?
I introduced him to what ended up being Wood Harris's character. His name is AZ. He the one got shot in the face.
Yeah.
So he was still alive, is still alive. So I took AZ down, met.
But you didn't get any credit for that.
I didn't get any credit. And that was more young, and these are my partners. I just want to roll. I ended up seeing them 3 years later on 7th Avenue. He was like, yo, get in the car. I was like, where we going? It's like, we going to the premiere of Paid in Full. I'm like, bitch. You supposed to call me for my role. But,
There's a lot of things you didn't get credit for.
Wait, did you even get a check from that?
I ain't get no check either. I feel like anything that's for you is for you. You just got to, pay your dues in a sense. And also learn. I mean, even with this project, I should have, been a lot higher on the ranking as far as I'm concerned, but then you don't know the game. You got to,
Talking about on the movie?
on Fight Night.
Yeah.
I'm executive producer. I'm co-executive producer, but
Like on the call sheet.
Well, no, I'm on everything.
No, he's on everything. He's just saying, like,
there's
you
always
know,
levels.
Gotcha.
There's a Will Packer level in this particular situation. There's a Kenny Burns level. So.
Gotcha.
But, you know,
But
I know
you're on
now.
your way there.
No question.
Like you said, it's a fish out of water,
No
and you
question.
are learning as you go.
And that's what I want to encourage all entrepreneurs to do, you know? It's like you have to be in the game to play. And a lot of you want to hold everything, you know, so tight as if there's nothing else for you to have. And that's just not real life.
Real quick, I just want to say, while we were on Rockafella, Dame Dash is going through a lot as far as his rights being taken.
The stock that he owns.
Is it the ownership?
Yeah.
Yeah, the stock in.
So basically, he owes some money.
Yeah.
And he's trying to sell his portion of Reasonable Doubt. And it's sad, you know, to be in a position, you know, where you are now having to sell a piece of your legacy, right? Because Reasonable Doubt is, however, you know, a couple decades old, right? And it's a treasure. It's one of the greatest rap albums from one of the greatest artists ever, and you were a part of that. So I feel bad that he's even in the position where he has to, you know, relinquish some type of asset or that type of asset, right? The other thing is, I wish they had a better relationship so that he could go to Jay and be like, Jay, look, I just want to get rid of this, bro. I need X, Y, and Z, you know? Like, how easy is that? And why wouldn't Jay do it? I mean, he helps people he doesn't even know out financially, right? And I'm sure deep down he would help, you know.
You think it's egos? You think it's ego?
Everything is ego. It's also the life you create for yourself, right?
Right.
If you are out here voice loud and, you know, saying all the things Dame has said, I mean, how can he not, you know, catch some heat, you know? And like I said, I just feel bad because I know them both and I know his heart is gold. You know what I mean? What he intends to do is gold. Don't know Jay as well as I know Damon and Biggs. But anytime I've, you know, been around Jay, you know, the last, you know, since Reasonable Doubt, I've only seen him be charitable. I've only seen him, you know, put on for culture in the most respectable way. So yeah, I hate to see, but that's why I left Rockafella too, because when they started to split, it was no longer, you know.
What was your
energy
actual
for me to be
position
there.
at Rockafella?
I was a vice president of Rockafella and I was the president of Rock Music. So Nicole Ray, Rail, Alan Anthony, Kanye West, at first, they were all
You had the
my
first
artists.
version of Kanye West. He came in.
I tried to sign Kanye when he was with a group called the Go Getters. This was before Rockafella. Him, GLC, I forgot the other guy's name, but I've been fucking with John Monopoly, Don C, and Kanye since I met my wife, actually. I used to go hang out with them when I met Jessica. I was courting her, so yeah, I've known everybody a long, long time. And actually, me and Don C had a group called Major
Time for
League
Don
for
C, man.
2 weeks. We were in a rap group. Me, him, and my guy Kofi from
So
DC.
you were
Well,
rapping.
you was rapping?
I was never going to rap. That's why it lasted 2-3 weeks.
I think that's how we all start.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
but
I
we
started-
did
I
photo
started
shoot
trying to
the
rap
whole
too.
thing.
Yeah.
I got the photos. The shit is great.
We got to see the photos.
It'll be on the episode when I say it.
Yeah, the episode of the Kenny Burns Show. Now it's available as a podcast.
Yeah.
But, you know, like we were saying, you started at V, then you left, then you came back, and now it's just the Kenny Burns Show.
Yeah.
The podcast, is there anything else that you have coming up for that?
The Kenny Burns Show is growing tremendously. We're actually building a new studio. It'll be 100.
Congrats on that.
Thank you,
Do I
bro.
have a set?
Yeah, whole set. Yeah. We're building a set. We'll be coming up on our 100th episode. I've been blessed to monetize since month one. Big shout out to all of the McDonald's, Smart Waters, Coca-Colas, Frito-Lay, Discover, like, and you know
Who
them
else?
all. Yeah, all of them. All right. And big shout out to Pod Media. They're my partners that do my ad sales. So it's been a really rewarding thing.
Shout out to Sugar and Kendra.
Yeah, Dr. Sugar, Cheryl Ray Reed, and Kendra Taylor, the co-host on the show. And big shout out to Taylor Lay and the nation, honestly, because I don't know if everybody knows this, but I gave 60 people an opportunity to be co-hosts of the Kenny Burns Show coming out of the pandemic because of all the fruitfulness that came, you know, out of that for me, socially and digitally. So big shout out to everybody, and we're in a great position. No celebrity interviews, all community-based discussions, which I think is most important right now.
Facts, for sure.
So, you know, just dealing with, you know, real things. We're in a very, very different time. And actually, the episode that just came out is Uncharted Territories. We all in uncharted territories. We all are seeking new direction, new relationships, trying new things, fulfilling this new energy that we've created for ourselves, opportunities. So I just, I see that growing and being, part of my legacy and probably the thing I end on. I'm going to continue to make films and television. We're working on some things. Big shout to Will Packer. Big shout to Kenya Barris. I have some things I'll be announcing with him
You
soon.
the heavy hitters.
Oh, I don't play.
I do like that you stand on business though. On your podcast, you be real about whatever you say, and you don't mind saying it. So I appreciate that. And being that it started in the pandemic, another thing that started was club quarantine.
Yes,
Be Nice.
Yes,
and
my brother.
Y'all killing it.
No, listen, bro. I just
Is it the greatest
Y'all
damn
killing
show?
it.
What is it called? What do you call yourselves again?
we got Nice and Burns.
Nice
Me
and
and
Burns?
him are Nice and Burns. But
But I think
CQ
the
is
greatest
his
show
movie.
on earth. I see the hashtag.
No, we've definitely said that.
Okay.
Yeah, we've definitely said that. And I truly believe he and I are the greatest show on earth. I mean, that's my
Nah, y'all be
favorite DJ.
killing it, man.
But I just want to say this, y'all. Like, and this is, you're a host, you're all in media. You understand the value of people, right? I've never in my life experienced anything like club quarantine. Yeah. I'm talking about literally, and I've hosted before club quarantine. I've hosted arenas, clubs. I've done it all. But let's start with the, Apollo Theater. I had never done the Apollo Theater prior to doing it with D. I had never done the Kennedy Center in my hometown of Washington, D.C. The first time my 75-year-old aunt saw me host was at the fucking Kennedy Center with a live orchestra, right? I've never hosted Carnegie Hall. Like, these are venues where black folk couldn't go in. So to have that energy, you know what I'm saying? First of all, we already had our thing, right? Nice and Burns is going to be forever, right? But to have his new movement honestly take him and propel him to where it's propelled him. We're talking about the biggest DJ in the world. Prior to that, he used to tell me, I want to be the biggest DJ in the world. Wow. And he literally, that happened. He was the most important DJ in the world, right? So then you look at like life, and then it's like, okay, cool. We're doing these legendary landmarks. We're doing, all these amazing shows to tens of thousands of people every time we show up in the city. So I just want to give D his props, man, because I just
He
feel
provided
like
the soundtrack.
Yes.
During the quarantine.
He saved a lot of people.
We were sitting at home on his IG Live.
Yes.
And he was having we literally watched him become a celebrity DJ.
Yes, bro.
Like, we literally watched the fame happen.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, he was already him.
I know, but
he was doing
saying,
Obamas. He
but I'm
was
saying
doing,
to like the people, like to the average person.
Dude, he had correct me if I'm wrong, he was like in the 200,000s followers.
Oh, follow, yeah. Then went to 3 million. Yeah, easy. Yeah.
He was having that on Instagram Live.
By the end of the summer, he was at least 2 million or something like that.
No, it was up. And he deserves it. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, you've been around DJs. You are a DJ. You love music, OCT. You know how impactful music could be. I've never met somebody to be, when he's in, like Cannes, France, we had, Club Quarantine is the biggest party during Cannes Lions, right? And my first year was last year, not this year. Y'all saw it on Instagram the last 2 years. But when I tell you, nobody in there, like being from there, you know what I'm talking about? And you got in another country, and the feeling, I mean, it's unbelievable, man, what we do together. I talk the best shit in the world. He plays the best music in the world. Like, and it's just a vibe. So I love you, D, man. Congrats on everything, bro.
And it's always good energy. Like, I had my first chance was to see him DJ was at Poppy last year, and then this past year for the BET Awards, I was like, he actually a good dude. Like, he deserves. Some people, you could tell, like, man, this person is just
shit.
They ain't shit. They just talented. But this, D Nice is actually like a good person, good energy. And that was my first time being around him.
Yeah.
And first impressions is everything.
He's a great human, man. And to know his story when he does his documentary, and you see where he was mentally prior to the pandemic, man, it saved his life too. When you see his documentary and his story, like, I'm telling you, you're going to be very inspired.
I got a question for you. Was there any moment in your career where you were discouraged?
Bruh, are you kidding me?
Can you share
Last
that with
week?
us?
No, I think it's something to be said when you're an authentic being, right? When you're a genuine person and you don't get that authenticity or genuineness from others, right? So that's always been a problem for me from the door. You want to give your all, you lead with intent, you show up for people, and then they don't show up for you. BT and I were talking prior to. It's like, I got summons to a commercial the other day. You know what I'm talking about? And it's like, but damn, I just text you about something.
Oh, that's the commercial you was at,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, why? But it's weird like that. So you can't take it personal, right? You can feel it. And I suggest everybody always feel all the feelings. Know what disappointment, sadness, being hurt, know what that feels like. But you can't really trip because this is not an industry for you to enter not knowing that these motherfuckers ain't shit or don't have no real intention on being your friend. So I think, disappointment is a part of the game. I wouldn't say there's, things that really turn me up to the point where, like, you don't know, you know me longer than anybody here, but like if you knew me in my 20s, I smacked the shit out of motherfucker. Like just because it's about respect, there's no social media. What happens here stays here. No, I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
I seen it personally.
Ask AG, ask Biddy, ask whoever know me.
I was there.
And the thing about it is, it's like you can't be that person at a certain age. You can't fly off the handle. So you better learn how to deal with disappointment. You better learn how to deal with frustration. And it's going to come from people close to you. It's going to come from, family members. You just got to be able to pivot, man.
People you look up to.
Yeah, and that's a lot of times, and this is why I feel sorry for y'all. I did not know you was 30, nigga. This is crazy. But your generation,
I mean, throw that.
Yeah, no, but your generation, y'all get to see everything about your superhero. There's no mysterious nothing. There's no mystique. All the women show you what they got. You ain't even got to take your clothes off. So it's a weird place to be in because then what is the actual genuineness of the relationship? I seen you do this. I know you do this. I know your habits. I know who you hang with. I know where you be. I don't like none of that shit. So, like, is it taking affinity away? You know what I'm saying? Is it taking the respect away? So it's just a weird place to be. And we're in weird times. That's why, like, y'all don't see me doing a lot of shit no more. I do the right shit, big, black tempo, black excellent shit. I don't do none of the nigga shit because the nigga shit needs to die.
And you stand on business with that. Another thing you're doing is No Ordinary Love, an event that you put on quarterly.
Fire.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I actually called you about that one. Yeah. I went out my way and called you about that.
No Ordinary Love is the way I feel about music, the way I feel about, fashion, my people, moments. There's no ordinary love to those feelings. Like it's not, I always tell my wife, I love you, but it's something more. And then as you saw in the documentary, I came up with the word respect. But No Ordinary Love for me is an ode to, I'm not done, right? I don't want to do it all the time, but when I want to do it, I'm going to turn the fuck up.
Right.
So the last No Ordinary Love, I bought Lynn Price from Oyster Hut. People were like, what is this? Then they ate the food. They were like, this motherfucker, and
It was a pool party.
It was a pool party. We had all the sections and the things, and nobody wanted to leave. And big shout to Pronghorn. They sponsor all the No Ordinary Loves. Big shout to Mael. So it's just a gathering of like-minded individuals who like to have a good motherfucking time.
So what about Uncle Nearest?
Man, the best investment I ever made.
Okay.
I see Uncle Nearest
I got one bottle
now.
left at the house. You gave me a whole bunch.
Yeah. So y'all remember when I first told y'all about that? Like, is that not crazy?
I still have my bottle too.
Are you serious?
Oh, we be drinking.
Keep those bottles. If they have the house on it,
it's done.
Yeah.
Okay,
if
you have yours, it
I
has
got
the house.
both of the brown and the white,
the dark brown and the
I only got one
cream.
bottle left. Thank you for telling me now.
No, I'm just saying they're going to be worth some money because the new logo is the distillery logo. And the logos I gave you guys was the Dan Call farmhouse.
Wow.
Yeah, which was the house that Jack Daniels came as an orphan and he learned how to make whiskey for Nearest Green. But Nearest Green's amazing, man. It's, I think it was just evaluated at $1.1 billion.
Nice.
For everyone who thinks I'm an ambassador, I am an owner.
What'd you say?
I am an owner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You passed that ambassador stuff.
Yeah, and it's so wild because, I don't be running around. I don't have no $1.1 billion either, but...
I'm about to say now, some people about to be calling you. No. See some cousins pop up.
I have a couple 100,000 shares. You could do the math. We started at 75 cents. It's now $30-something.
Okay.
So the thing is, though, like when you... this nigga went to his calculator. But the thing is, like, when you think about, like, Kenny Burns, you see him around these brands, and for so long, to even Rari's point earlier, it's like I was making these other brands so hot. And then,
making them billions.
Came through, and I haven't consulted for another brand without ownership since.
And you have a new spirit, an African spirit.
Yeah, African portfolio, actually. Bayab Gin. There are 4 different gins. Hezo, big shout out to Hezo.
Shout out to Hezo.
That's my partner.
Take care of my mentees.
That's my boy.
And we have Vusa Vodka, which we have 4 SKUs, 1 here in the States and 3 abroad. And we just introduced Sango Agave, which is an African agave, which is it's not from the region of tequila, so it cannot be called tequila, but it's some of the best tequila you ever tasted.
I want to try it. I'm a tequila lover. I love me some tequila.
I got you. Say less.
I'm interested in see how you're going to roll it out because you're always doing something creative.
Yeah, no, these partners I have in this one, I own 10% of that company. It ain't no couple 100,000 shares, so let's hope this one goes to 1.1 million. But I also own 10% of LS Cream Liqueur, Haitian Cremos inspired cream liqueur. My partners are from Haiti, but they live in Montreal. But yeah, no, everybody's amazing. These founders, man, it's like Fawn. Fawn is a fucking superhero. Y'all, I used to tell y'all about her, and I used to tell you about the brand. Now you see all the stories I would tell you, how she's so dynamic and what she's done for women in spirits and women in business in general. She has a new book, Love and Whiskey. I suggest you all read it. Quick read, super insightful. But yeah, it's about having great partners. So I don't have to be the end all be all. I don't have to come up with all the marketing plans. Big shout out to Demola and Chris. They are young geniuses. I mean, not only with the liquid in the bottle, the design of the bottle, but how they're rolling it out. And then bringing on people that I've, mentored and taught, like Hezo and Ariana Marie, who you all know. She's on the team as well. They get it, man. They move cases. I think we're at 14,000 cases for last year. We'll double that this year. And if anybody knows anything about spirits, that's when, the people come knocking. So
I don't know nothing about spirits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know a little bit. I know what you're talking about.
Well, 14,000 cases. I
don't know, but it sound good.
Deleon might not have done 14,000 cases with all the marketing and support that they've had.
Well, people might come calling you too, knocking on the door.
Everybody's calling. Yeah. Phone don't stop ringing. It's just about
making the right decision.
How you want to play the game.
Facts.
So is spirits still like a just for the audience, is it still like a booming business?
Spirits is a very lucrative business. It's like selling drugs. I mean, the markup is incredible.
Because at one point we had like the Ciroc movement, and you had 50 Cent with FN.
Well, those were movements that led the movement, right?
Gotcha.
So if those were the ones who got the favor first, what Puff did with Ciroc will arguably go down in history. What 50 was doing was getting his feet wet. I don't think he did what Puff did, but now you have real founders that have real stories to tell and passionate about serving, even like with Spearhead Spirits with, Bayab, Sango, and Vusa. We want to see Africa on every back bar. Like when you drink Amarula, that's not owned by a black man. It's South African, but it's not owned by, a black man or a black,
like LeBron
company.
with Lobos.
LeBron with Lobo. So you have other people in the game. So I think now, to your point and to your statement, it is a movement. Okay. We have way more people with, the right intent and the right kind of idea of what to do in the business. I do think it gets kind of congested when you got like people making local sweet potato vodka and and it's cool. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think it's like, it clutters up the algorithm, just like Instagram or social media.
Basically stop it.
Yeah. And now if you have a real story, but I feel, and I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel all around the world is congested with creatives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
From every industry, because now you're being shown that you can be this successful, right, by looking at something, and that's false.
It looks easy on TikTok. It looks easy on Instagram.
I think anybody is feeling like whatever I got to do not to go to work.
That's a problem. And that's a problem because guess what? With these brands, you have to do. You have to work.
You have to work.
You don't see Kenny Burns not working. You don't see Fawn Weaver not working. You don't see people that you respect in business not working. I'm always working.
They working.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So when you have creative congestion, you have fall off, right? Like, people talking about influencers aren't necessary no more. Well, no, the word influencer is unnecessary. There's always going to be an influencer. Mm-hmm. There's always going to be somebody leading the charge, having the connection, being, the point person,
That's
right?
the true definition of that, what that means.
Exactly.
But my thing is this, Kenny, if everybody's an influencer, who are they influencing?
Well, that's the problem, BT. No, I mean, you sound crazy to most people, but it rings true in my head. What you just said is so important because I don't think people understand what you're saying, so I'm going to break it down. You have all these people that say they're influencing something, right? And most of them might get a check on some way, but it's not because they deserve the check. It's because they know somebody. It's not because they have a super ordained talent. It's because they know somebody.
Right.
And that's the problem with this creative congestion. Because back in the day, it was order. You had to build your way up to something. Therefore, you couldn't be knocked off. How many people you see get knocked off weekly?
Every week.
Yeah.
How many people have you seen in the last year come and go? I'm talking about musically. I'm talking about everything. Like nothing sustainable.
I can say in the media space, I just say like in the media space, you actually had to be influential,
Yes.
to be in this space.
And you have to start somewhere. You have to go be an intern.
You
have
just
to
need
go
a microphone
do
and,
that.
you could just talk in a camera.
Yeah.
And you just have some clips that can go viral. If you think about the algorithm doesn't even suggest you people are watching past 30 seconds.
And it's a lie, by the way. The algorithm is a lie. They pinpoint. They push traffic away. They push traffic too.
You got
if
30
you don't
seconds.
if you don't buy, they don't show. But the thing and this is why I think at the end of the day, it's gonna go back to real versus fake. Because it's not sustainable. No one can keep up this level of presentation and you not that. You can't, because you're going to crash and burn. You're going to dumb out, do something you weren't supposed to do. You're going to try some shit. You're going to PPP scam. You're going to do something to try to keep up.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to it's not going to work out to your advantage.
Right.
Yeah, I think Meta ruined the internet.
I think they gave a lot of, honestly.
Here you go now.
No, but I think they gave a lot of
that's your
opportunity.
favorite word,
It's
ruin.
what we're doing with it's how we're crashing and burning.
Right.
It's like the music business. Everything got to be misogynistic. Everything got to be death. There's no feel good, nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we are where we are.
There is, but it's not magnified. Like
No
Rap
question.
City should be way bigger than she is.
But the label-
she's not,
but the
because she's
label-
not talking about the things that's trending that gets more attention.
Which she shouldn't. Because you respect her more than you respect.
Yeah, but
Sexyy
I respect her more so that she should get magnified
Well,
more.
you should be, you and people like you should be the evangelist, right? And
I think it should be more.
Have you seen Sexyy Red?
don't get me on that.
Because you just said her name, and
trying to get
him
me.
and Sexyy Red, child. You hate,
I have not
you hate
seen
her music, but
no, I do
you
not
don't
hate
like
her. First of all, she has bops. I hate the representation, for my black women. And
didn't like the
I
performance?
come from the ghetto, and I don't believe you were ever meant to stay in the ghetto. I don't believe your mentality was ever meant to stay there. I don't believe you should ever stay there, because guess what? And I'm talking about this version of the ghetto. Back in the day, you took care of your shit in the hood. You took care of your shit. You weren't, you know what I mean? Like, I seen people with 4 bedrooms in the hood look better than 4 bedrooms in the penthouse just because of the way they took care of their surroundings. But we have this false sense of identity that we supposed to be fucked up, and that if you don't get money, you ain't shit. And that's all music is portraying. And she just happens to be one of the queens of that era. And to me, it's unsettling, because when you got to double down, I don't know if y'all saw that viral clip of NBA YoungBoy, Meek Mill, and it was somebody else basically talking about how they were pushed to be demonic. They were pushed to say all the things. Yeah, it's a viral clip.
Wow.
It's a viral clip. And they were being pushed. Now, when I heard NBA YoungBoy, because y'all remember when we were doing this, I used to go on NBA YoungBoy all the time. Like, why is he retarded? Like, I don't want him to be retarded, but it's like you doubling down on it. He said, I was made to feel like I had to make that type of music to get money. But guess what's happening right now? It ain't about the art no more. It's about money.
It's about the money.
And so when you have, I don't know, y'all seen the clips of the Asian groups, dun, 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 dun. And they had the groups and and they trying to look like the black version or whatever. And it's
Australia doing breakdancing?
that right there, child. That's a whole nother episode. That wasn't even breakdancing. But the point I'm trying to make is, you see these people identifying with the worst of us, and we still running culture. So it's like, all right, it got to be a setup. It can't be that this is art and this is cool. Again, Sexyy makes bops. If she could rap in the verses and had them hooked, do you not think she'd have the same outcome? She'd probably make more money. She'd probably have more endorsements. But nobody's telling her to, you know what I'm saying? Lotto, great example. Glorilla, great example. Rap, like, to me, they the hardest out. Megan, great example. Can really rap, got talent. I mean, do I think that the twerking needs to stop just for 2 weeks? I mean, we just need it now. But other than that, because guess what? Look at what they did to Glorilla. They tried to make her a vixen, and it was like, nah, yeah, Glow, that's what you want from her. Yeah. You don't want, you know what I mean? Yeah. Sexy Glow at the BET Awards on some lips, arching her. That's not her.
Mm-hmm. And Sexyy Red, though, what she does.
Can I say this, though?
And that's representation of the hood
but
chicks.
Let me also say,
that's a fact.
Can we also give them time to evolve? Because she's still extremely new.
No, I'm with it.
She just got
but
here.
my whole thing is,
and I know
I'm at the gynecologist trying to see what's going on with my box. I'm in the car smoking weed with the baby in the back seat. I'm pregnant and I'm looking for a baby daddy. We can't keep celebrating this shit.
No, I got you. I agree. But I do think in the hood, growing up in the hood, because I did too, people do evolve and change as they get older.
I did.
So I think we should give her some time.
No, we are giving her time.
I don't think that's gonna last for her to continue to keep rapping about the exact same thing. I do believe.
But I think it's more than what she's rapping about. I think you're talking about the antics.
I'm not even talking about what she's rapping about.
You talking about like,
again, she has bops. I'm gonna give you time to grow.
But
with
the
your
bops
lyrics.
be crazy though.
No, the bops is crazy. But listen, if you're living a certain thing that people are emulating, it's like me to you.
Brown.
If I told you, no, let's be 100%. I've been with you through all your relationships. I mean, well.
No, it's cool. Go ahead.
I've been with you through your whole relationship, right?
Yes.
If I was gonna be a dirty dick nigga telling you to be a dirty dick nigga, do you think you would have been a dirty dick nigga? Seeing me be successful? No, but I've been married 25 years. How are you patterning your life? Am I lying?
I got you.
So that shit matters.
I got you.
But my thing is this: why we can't hold labels accountable? Because labels are adding fuel to the fire.
You don't listen to the Kenny Burns show. I say it all the time.
Okay.
Let me also say, she has an audience, and they are literally buying what she's selling.
No, exactly. The bop is going to make her relevant.
And when she stops and evolves, it's going to be somebody else that takes that spot.
Yeah, but that's not a spot that should be filled. It's a spot that should be destroyed.
It's not going to be destroyed.
No, it has to be.
They're going to be people like that.
Let me tell you what's happening.
Unfortunately.
I love you. I'm with you. But this is why Donald Trump exists. Sexyy Red and Donald Trump are two peas in a pod.
Yo.
Think about what I'm saying. Donald Trump in a political sphere can say whatever he wants. I mean, he is committing political suicide in any other generation.
I agree with that.
And how many felons he's been convicted of? I believe 37.
Well, no, he's not only a convicted felon, but he's saying the shit that white men have been spearheading this entire time, but not saying out loud.
Right.
Do you want a black president, or do you want a white president?
Yeah,
that's basically what he said.
She's a bitch.
That is what he said.
Like, he's saying things.
Call her a bum
to get your head knocked off. Yeah. So my point is, the reason I say they're two peas in a pod is because when you look at the dysfunctionalism of the world, if the former president of the United States is saying whatever he wants, and he said yesterday that Kamala Harris took away Christmas. It's almost like unbelievable.
And there are people that will believe that.
They will believe it and they will act on it. That's my point about
But he said that though. He said I'm someone who can do whatever and say whatever, and people are still.
He said he could go shoot someone
in broad daylight.
This was 2 years prior to actually enacting it in Congress with the Supreme Court.
Yep.
Or enacted with the Supreme Court. That new thing they just passed. You can do whatever you want to do to somebody, and don't get it twisted. If the President of the United States has that autonomy, it's coming for the police next. They already doing it.
Yeah.
But my thing is, like, what do you not see the disruption of the world as we know it? The point of Sexyy Red and equating them to each other is because if you don't care about life, fuck that. If you don't care about yourself, how are you supposed to care about life? And then if you don't care about life, you don't care about your child's life. You don't care about your surrounding. You don't care about your mama and them. We talking about people not having Social Security one day, and that type of energy gonna get you through? No, you gonna crash and burn. So it's just, I don't think people think. It'd be like, yeah, let's have fun. You know what I'm talking? Oh shit. And then,
thick, skin,
but I don't think people want to think anymore. I think people are so messed up, you know, personally and financially that people don't want to think anymore. People would rather, you know, use music or use going to the club or use drinking every day.
I was about to say use drugs, because people that don't want to feel, they are addicted to something.
Yeah, they're addicted to something.
There's not a person that is sober that doesn't want to live a life of prosperity and possibility. If you fucking don't care about life, you just want to be high. Mm-hmm. You want to supplement whatever is burning inside of you. And I feel for those type of people, because a lot of people can't get out their own way. But the people that know better got to do better. To your point, the labels got to do better. You know what I'm saying? To celebrate something that's so destructive. When did you ever think you would see women as misogynistic as men have always been? Think about that.
I never thought. It's been almost an evolution.
And then the corny motherfuckers, see, this is how the whole shit fucked up. Kanye West and them are responsible for all this shit. Because you have frustrated nerds that became superstars that downplayed all things they were taught. Because that first girl he had, that Delta, the way he loved his mama, how he showed up a college dropout is who we need right now. But he turned into the sex slave,
Nitrix.
fucking demonic, fucking whatever,
Vulture.
because he never had that. See, somebody got pussy in high school don't do that. Somebody that was cool, played sports, had friends, they don't do that. But these Elon Musk, all these motherfuckers crashing and burning, they created worlds. They created, what's the guy, Facebook owner?
Mark Zuckerberg.
He created a world because a girl wouldn't talk to him.
And he created a world.
And so look at what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a world, right, that was created by people who have no real intention to be loyal to other people, show compassion, show grace. They want to control. They want to have power. They don't want to exist. They want to be better than. And when you got $190 billion, you did it. When you got Warren Buffett money, Bezos money, you know what I'm saying? Zuckerberg, you don't have to deal with nobody. So what happens? They're pawns in the game. Mm-hmm. Elon Musk don't care about none of you motherfuckers. If you own a Tesla, you should sell it. I'm going to tell you why you should sell it. I bought a Tesla, $105,000. The motherfucker dropped the price to $85,000. Not only was I going to get rid of the car because there was no value in the motherfucker, they offered me $26,000 when I just bought a G-Wagon. $26,000. They ended up giving me $30,000 because I had a Rhino paint job. But the car wasn't worth shit. And so if a man is going to take your money, then drop the price, kill your value in your car, you want to support that type of motherfucker?
Nope.
And then he going crazy supporting the devil. And like, fuck you.
And he's being biased because people who are on Twitter, X, that's posting content, positive content about Kamala Harris, he's getting their content and their page deleted.
Bro, it's not a real world. The fucking
It's
truth.
a curated world by him.
The truth
Gotta
is
peep that.
buried all the time.
That's
you
a
see,
fact.
Dan Rather was just, OG Dan Rather, news anchor legend, talks monotone. He was on with Sean Hannity. And Sean Hannity, they were having a good conversation. It seemed cordial, right? It's a clip going around right now. Then all of a sudden, he says, well, you don't like what we do? He's like, no, you're dangerous, basically. You're not telling the truth. You choose ideology over truth.
Yeah.
That's
dangerous.
The real is trumped by fake.
Yeah.
It's a world where you can lie and it become the truth. This is a problem.
That's a fact.
Because guess what? No one's
That's a fact.
it's no countermeasures no more. Back in the hood, when you grew up and you lied, big homie was gonna smack the shit out you, or beat you up.
And you can't lie no more.
And you can't lie no more because lying was a fucking...
It was a sin.
It was a sin.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? But people lie every day, become the versions of themselves they want to be through social and digital channels every day. It's scary.
Yeah.
And nobody cares because people still running around here with them ugly cyber trucks. Like, look at my paint job. It's
Bro,
better than yours.
I've been cracking
And
on
it's
everybody who's
unbelievable.
getting them. I'm
You're
over
right.
here like, y'all really in the competition.
But think about who they supporting and what you support when you buy that Tesla
what I'm
truck.
saying. They're not-
It's
they
not
don't
just
care.
about the truck. It's about who you supporting, who this
Bruh,
money going
and
to.
that matters.
That matters.
You're right, BT. It matters.
It matters.
You
It's
can't-
like we always get, black people always get all this money. Soon we get all this money, we're going to give the money to the person that's suppressing your own kind.
This is why black people should realize their true superpower. We control the algorithm.
Yep.
Nothing happens in culture without us because ignorantly we spend the most. Ignorantly
Yes.
we dying
Yes.
to put it on. Ignorantly we are continuously proving them right.
And they laugh every time. They be
Yeah.
laughing too.
I mean, think about if I'm Elon Musk, right, and I'm supporting this particular man, and I bought this platform to tell all y'all to shut up, and I can
Literally
make all y'all
spent $44 billion to do that.
I can make all y'all voices not be heard anymore, and then I put out a truck, and then all the black people that's rich is gonna support me, but I'm gonna suppress all your people that ain't got the money that you got.
And you know what else? And I want to say this because we are under 80 days. I think we're under 80 days now
Under 80.
to this election. Black men, you really hating on Kamala Harris? Black women, you really hating on Kamala Harris? Let's put politics aside. Anybody who serves for the majority of their life, think about what I'm saying, graduates from Howard University, goes into law, becomes the attorney general, becomes a senator, then the vice president of the United States, and now is about to be president of the United States. You don't see wonderment in that, impossibility in that. I'm talking about as a black person. And I know the majority of it is Russian bots in my comments, but anytime I post, it be detailed information. So I got to go to these people's page and they follow me. And I'm like, well, I know you know how I get down. You follow me. And it's not a thing of like policy or things that would have you not vote for somebody. It's personal. Mm-hmm. It's personal. She ain't black. Oh no, she said she was Indian. Oh no, she don't fuck with black men.
She didn't pass her bar exam even though she's a lawyer. She
don't got no law degree. Huh? What are you reading what you're typing? So this is where we, thoughtful human beings, got to show up for other thoughtful human beings. I don't give a fuck about Democratic Party, Republican Party, Independent. I want humans in place that I can relate to. I want humans in place that have the right ideas for my community. I want humans in place that's not going to give everything to the rich and wealthy. That if you make $189 billion, you could give away $80 billion and solve every problem we have in the United States and not miss the money. But yet you giving them tax breaks? You could take money and take the buildings downtown in Atlanta, Georgia that are vacant, staff them, put every homeless person in that motherfucker, every mental person, give a aid to every flow, and it wouldn't cost you $10 million. I'm just saying certain things can happen in life, but yet we talking about a black woman who's highly educated, that's worthy of the position, and we throwing darts, we shooting bullets, pun intended, like. What's going on? You got a man who faked an assassination, y'all.
Listen, if you're enjoying this conversation, this is definitely a preview of the Kenny Burns Show. Find it wherever you get your podcast.
Thank you.
Man, another thing that you're doing is hosting the BMAC Awards.
Yes, the BMAC Awards. The amazing founders of that organization, man, started it to, bring justice.
For those who don't know, what's the BMAC Awards?
It is the Black Music Action Coalition, and it's founded by Prophet and Ashana Ayers, Tubby, a whole bunch of amazing humans got together and wanted to bring justice and rights back to songwriters and performers, and they honor people from all over the industry. This year they're honoring Usher. They're honoring BET, so big shout out to Kim Page, Connie Orlando, and all the amazing people there.
LL Cool J.
Yeah, LL Cool J, who, by the way, last year, he was in the audience, and I think I got him hyped. And I think that's why he, you know what I'm saying? Because I was literally on stage and I couldn't believe he was there. So it was Flavor Flav and him. And I was like, Flavor Flav. I was like, yo, make some noise for Flavor Flav. And then I told the 1500 or Nothing band, who's our amazing band during the show, I was like, yo, I'm a rap. I need love. I need you to just come on in with the doom, doom, doom. So I went out there. I was like, yeah, and LL Cool J said, make some noise for LL Cool J. I said, I'm going to try this. I want y'all to help me out. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as a dove. For the first time in my life, I see I need love. And I was like, oh, shit, I did that shit from LL. You got to, 88, that song.
What thing you gonna do is sing that song.
No, and I just felt it in my spirit. So big shout out to LL Cool J. Sorry, you took me back. But yeah, big shout out to the BMAC Awards. Yeah, a lot of amazing things going on. I'm looking forward to that.
You have a lot of amazing things going on. We appreciate you for taking the time out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we appreciate you. We thank you for, even thinking of this, the BallerAlert show, bringing all of us together. I know BT came a little later. It was a lot of changes now. I can't believe I'm still here.
Yeah.
But, we here now.
Yeah. And you are important to the culture, too. I just wanted to let you know that we need more people like you in a position of power, in a position of people who do have a voice and use their voice for the right thing.
Yeah, thank you.
And shout out to the amazing Miss Jessica Burns.
Baby mom.
Big sis.
We're about to celebrate 25 years of marriage.
Yes.
Yeah. 25 years. What's the key?
Communication and growing together, because when you grow apart, that's when the foundation gets cracks in it. Yeah.
And that's also said in your latest podcast?
Yes, my latest podcast says that too. And I think that you guys, got to understand that relationships are everything, personal or business. And we all need someone. So why not stay down with the person that knows you best? I think if we had that type of mentality, you would always see the best in your significant other. I
always wanted to tell you too, I would tell you in private, but on camera, definitely Kenny Burns is one of the people I call anytime I make a really big decision. I don't think I've ever made a decision in the last 10 plus years without consulting with you.
Right, facts.
And then whenever I need motivation, I go to your house.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Come on and love land. it gets your mind right. Man. You see the trees and the grass.
Yeah.
No, his backyard is like, I'm over here like, yeah, I gotta get my backyard lazy. Remember you were my motivation for my rocks.
Yeah, you told me.
I got the crib and I had to get the rocks.
I'm gonna get rocks too, Kenny.
See, for the viewership, this is rich people talk right here. You know what
it is?
About big backyards,
you know what it
and
is?
rocks.
It's work ethic.
It's work ethic.
You have to create your surroundings to sustain.
But I needed
your
to
mental.
see that. I remember the first time I went to his house, I said, "Whoa, I ain't gonna go too deep into it." But I was like, I remember I started writing. I had stopped to get gas, and I wrote down some motivational tips that I need to do because I just need. Sometimes you need that.
You do.
definitely need that
we
motivation.
all inspire each other, and that's the gag too. And I want you youngins out there, man. You gotta have some OGs. How you supposed to learn from their mistakes?
What Ant-Man say? I keep an old head around.
I remember one
For real.
time
You
he'll
got
call
to.
me. He'll
Yeah,
call me and be
but
like,
y'all
"Hey,
got
bro, take that shit down."
Yeah.
When I was acting crazy on Instagram. I don't really like address no haters or nothing like that.
You can't.
Because he'll just...
So let me tell
There's
y'all
too many
something.
people watching me,
If y'all
especially
ever
him.
hear me mention something and name somebody, I want you to know. Because there's plenty of motherfuckers I ain't naming. Right? No.
Bars.
No. I'm dead serious. Because
Bars.
it's not a pissing contest about who I can shit. I can go on every platform and talk the most shit.
Yeah.
Right? But that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to tell stories that help others get through.
Agreed.
Bars. Like you literally are supposed to help people with your story. So occasionally you mention a name, that's gonna help somebody. Damn, he said it about Slim. He the most powerful motherfucker on radio. Oh damn, he said it about such. That's you know what I mean. So okay, cool. I'm. It's a mental note that I'm somebody. I don't have to be beholden to nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the key for that.
And let me know who to avoid. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate people who, we live in such a fake world.
Man.
And you never know people.
because you don't expect people to come and say it to your face. You
Right.
know? But that's one thing I do.
Yeah.
And I don't mind saying, what it is. And one thing that I appreciate about you is that, Kenny, is that you stand on business like I've been saying throughout this whole episode.
Yeah,
Even when
thank
I first met you at the station, you had a mission. You came in and you did your thing. It didn't work out, but you came back and you did something way bigger, and you made them come back for you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wouldn't expect me to be here right now, you know what I'm saying? But I take pride in anything that I do.
Absolutely.
I do my very best at it. And, even when we was at V, he was like, you want to come over? I don't want to. But we end up working together on your podcast because I kind of like that better versus the corporate thing because I'm not a Reggie Rouse fan either.
Yeah.
But
No one is.
I
You
appreciate...
should fix your life, Holmes.
Yeah, but I appreciate the authenticity. You know what I'm saying? I forget what that one quote that you always say. Never let your expectations
Exceed your efforts. Yeah.
The dream.
No, y'all are invaluable. I just want all of y'all to know that, man. Keep these voices alive. Keep speaking truth to power.
For sure.
Not many people are doing it.
And big shout outs before we cannot leave this without mentioning your future NBA stars, your sons, Kenny and Kyle.
Man, big shout out to Kenny and Kyle out there. Kyle is at Dodge City in Kansas. Kenny's in South Carolina doing his thing. And I'm just proud of my boys. I raised some good humans. I think this year was a defining year. We've never been empty nesters. Kyle had his surgeries. Kenny's had his knee surgeries. And somebody's always been home, even since high school graduation. So we're finally, in that where we feel like we're empty nesters, right? So it's, it's time to, for this next chapter for everybody. And I'm super proud and happy about it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Man, before we get out of here, we do have a pep talk.
Baller Nation, it is the lifestyle specialist, aka the culture man, Kenny Burns. And I just want to give you this free game. Never let anyone else define who you will be in this lifetime. We get one life. We get one chance at being everything we want to be. And so why would we waste it worrying about someone else's opinion? I love you in real life. Stay tuned. It's the BallerAlert Show.